The mid-afternoon sun hit the windshield at that angle where even the visor doesn't help much. I squinted through it, one hand on the wheel, the other resting on the center console. Jessica sat in the passenger seat scrolling through her phone, laughing at something I couldn't see. We'd been together 11 months, not long enough for a ring, but long enough that I'd started thinking about it. "Call Mom," she said to her phone. I glanced over. "Now?" "Yeah, just want to check if she needs anything from the store." The Bluetooth connected. The ringing filled the car through all 4 speakers. I turned down the volume slightly, trying to give her some privacy even though we were sharing the same air. Her mother picked up on the 3rd ring. "Hey, sweetie." "Hi, Mom. Just driving past your area. Need anything?" "Oh no, I'm fine. How's everything with you two?" Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I felt Jessica shift in her seat. Something in her posture changed. She sat up straighter, and her voice took on a different quality. Lighter, more casual. "It's good. Really good, actually." "And Daniel? He's treating you well?" My name. I kept my eyes on the road, but every nerve in my body suddenly tuned to that conversation. "Yeah, he's fine. Fine." The word hung there. Not great, not wonderful. Fine. "Just fine?" Her mother's voice carried that knowing tone mothers have. Jessica laughed. It sounded rehearsed. "I mean, he's good for now. But honestly, I'm keeping my options open. You know how it is." The car might as well have filled with ice water. I kept driving. My hands didn't shake. My breathing didn't change. I watched the white lines on the road disappear under the hood, one after another after another. The GPS showed her mother's house coming up in half a mile. "Jessica, that's smart," her mother said. "You're young. No need to settle when you haven't seen what else is out there." "Exactly. He's stable, has a decent job, treats me nice. But I've been talking to this guy from the gym, and there's this other guy from work who's been pretty persistent. I figure why limit myself, right?" My turn signal clicked. Once, twice, 3 times. I moved into the right lane. "Does Daniel know?" "God, no. He thinks we're exclusive. He'd lose it if he knew." "Well, keep it that way. No reason to rock the boat while you're figuring things out." The driveway appeared on the right. I signaled again and turned in. The tires crunched on the gravel. Jessica was still talking, still laughing with her mother about something related to the guy from the gym. I put the car in park, turned off the engine. The Bluetooth disconnected. She looked at me. "Why are we at my mom's?" I stared straight ahead at the garage door, white paint peeling near the bottom corner, a basketball hoop mounted above it with no net. "Daniel?" I turned to face her. She still held her phone, her expression confused but not yet concerned. "Situation closed," I said. "Get out." Her mouth opened. "What?" "Get out of my car." "What are you talking about?" I reached across her, popped open the glove compartment, and pulled out the small notebook I kept for tracking mileage. I wrote the date and time. Then I wrote, "Relationship terminated. J removed from vehicle at her mother's residence. Witness, none required. Reason, speakerphone conversation overheard." "Daniel, you're scaring me." "The call was on speaker," I said, still writing. "Your mother's voice came through my car's sound system. Every word, every laugh. I heard all of it." The color drained from her face. "I can explain." "No need. You already explained it perfectly to your mother. You're keeping your options open. The guy from the gym, the guy from work. I'm just fine for now." I put the notebook back and closed the compartment. "Situation's clear. We're done. Get out." "Daniel, please." "Jessica, I'm asking you nicely one more time. Take your things and get out of my car." She grabbed my arm. "It wasn't like that. I was just talking. I didn't mean—" "You meant every word. The way you said it, the way your mother responded. This isn't the first time you've had this conversation. How long have you been seeing the gym guy? She let go of my arm. How long? 3 weeks, she whispered. And the work guy? We've just been texting. I nodded slowly. Anything else I should know? No. Jessica. There was someone from the coffee shop, but that was only twice, and it didn't mean anything. My jaw tightened, but I kept my voice level. Get your things. Get out. Don't contact me again. My stuff is at your apartment. I'll box it up and leave it with the building manager. You can pick it up tomorrow after 6. You can't just... I can. I am. This is over. Right now. Get out of my car, or I'll call the police and have them remove you for trespassing. She stared at me, looking for some crack, some weakness, some sign I didn't mean it. I kept my face blank, my eyes steady. Finally, she grabbed her purse and phone. You're making a huge mistake, she said. No, I made a mistake 11 months ago when I thought you were someone you're not. But I'm correcting it now. She opened the door and climbed out, slammed it hard enough to make the window rattle. I started the engine. She stood there in the driveway, her mouth moving, saying something I couldn't hear and didn't care to hear. I backed out carefully, checked both directions, and pulled onto the street. In the rearview mirror, she grew smaller, then disappeared. My apartment felt different when I walked in. Same furniture, same arrangement, same photos on the wall that I'd need to take down. But the air itself had changed, like someone had opened a window and let out something stale. I grabbed 3 cardboard boxes from the storage closet, started in the bedroom. Her clothes took up half the closet space. I folded each item carefully, placed them in the first box. Shirts, pants, dresses. The red dress she wore on our first real date. Into the box. No ceremony, no lingering, just methodical sorting. The bathroom next. Toothbrush, makeup, hair products, that expensive face cream she insisted worked miracles. All of it went into the second box. I found a pair of earrings on the counter, a hair tie around the faucet, a bottle of nail polish in the cabinet. Everything went in. The living room yielded less. A few books on the shelf, a throw pillow she'd bought because she said the couch needed color, a candle that smelled like vanilla and something else I could never identify, a phone charger, all packed away. I sat on the couch when I finished. 3 boxes stacked by the door. 11 months reduced to roughly 4 cubic feet of stuff. My phone buzzed. A text from Jessica. Please, can we talk about this? I deleted it, blocked her number, opened my email and sent a message to the building manager, explaining the situation, asking if he could hold 3 boxes for pickup. He responded within 10 minutes. No problem. Bring them down whenever. I carried the boxes down one at a time. The manager, a guy named Peter, who'd lived in the building for 30 years, raised an eyebrow but didn't ask questions. Just took the boxes and put them in the small office behind the front desk. She can pick them up tomorrow after 6, I said. You okay, Dan? Getting there. Back in the apartment, I took down the photos. 5 of them scattered around. Us at the beach, at her cousin's wedding, at some restaurant I couldn't remember the name of. I put them in a drawer, didn't throw them away, didn't look at them too long, just removed them from sight. My phone buzzed again, a different number. This is Jessica's mom. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Please call me. I stared at the message. The woman who'd encouraged her daughter to keep me as a backup plan while she explored other options. The woman who'd laughed about it like it was some clever strategy. I blocked that number too. Another buzz. Jessica again, from a different number. You didn't let me explain. The things I said weren't real. I was just venting to my mom. Please. I read it twice. Then I typed, Don't contact me again from any number. Your belongings are with the building manager. After you pick them up, we have no reason to communicate. This is my only response to any message you send. I blocked that number and turned off my phone entirely. Monday morning came with rain. I watched it streak down the windows while my coffee brewed. The apartment felt bigger, quieter. I'd slept surprisingly well. No dreams I could remember. Just solid, dark nothing. Work was work. I'm an accountant for a mid-sized firm downtown. Numbers, spreadsheets, quarterly reports. The kind of job where people make jokes about how boring it must be. And they're not entirely wrong, but it pays well and doesn't follow me home. My coworker Rachel noticed something was off. "You okay?" she asked around 10, stopping by my desk with her own coffee. "Fine. You seem different." "Broke up with Jessica over the weekend," she blinked. "Oh, I'm sorry." "Don't be. It needed to happen." "Want to talk about it?" "No." She nodded and went back to her desk. Rachel was good like that, knew when to push and when to let things be. Around noon, my phone buzzed. I'd turned it back on but kept it on silent. Another unknown number. Another message from Jessica. "I went to pick up my stuff. Peter said you left boxes. Can we please meet so I can explain everything properly?" I deleted it without responding. Blocked the number. Lunch was a sandwich from the deli across the street. I ate at my desk, watching the rain, thinking about the gym Jessica had mentioned. The guy she'd been seeing for 3 weeks. I knew which gym. She'd been going to the same one since before we met. Some fancy place with a pool and sauna included in the membership. After work, I drove there. Not to confront anyone, not to cause a scene, just to see, to understand. The parking lot was half full. Through the glass front, I could see rows of equipment, people in workout clothes moving through their routines. I sat in my car and waited. 20 minutes passed. Then I saw her. Jessica walked out with a guy. Tall, muscular, the kind of build you get from spending significant time in a gym. They were laughing. He touched her lower back as they walked to a black truck. She turned, said something that made him laugh harder, then kissed him. Not a peck. A real kiss. The kind that tells you everything about what's been happening. They got in his truck and left. I sat there for another 10 minutes, watching the rain, feeling nothing in particular. No anger, no sadness, just a kind of empty confirmation. She'd meant what she said to her mother. I'd been a placeholder, someone stable while she looked for something better. I drove home, made dinner, chicken and rice, simple and filling. Watched a movie I'd seen before and didn't need to think about. Went to bed at a reasonable hour. Tuesday brought more messages. Jessica had an apparently unlimited supply of phone numbers. I made a huge mistake. Please give me a chance to fix this. Delete. Block. The guy from the gym meant nothing. I was confused about what I wanted. Delete. Block. My mom told me I should fight for us. She realizes now she gave me bad advice. That one almost made me laugh. Delete. Block. By Wednesday, the messages stopped. I figured she'd finally gotten the point. Work continued its normal rhythm. Rachel invited me to happy hour Friday with some people from the office. I declined. Not because I was upset, but because sitting in a bar making small talk sounded exhausting. Thursday evening, my doorbell rang. I checked the peephole. Jessica's mother stood in the hallway, holding a small gift bag. I opened the door but left the chain on. "Can I help you?" "Daniel, please. Can we talk?" "No. I owe you an apology." "You don't owe me anything. We have no relationship. Your daughter and I are done. That means you and I have no connection. Please leave." I never meant for this to happen. I was just trying to support my daughter. By encouraging her to treat me like a backup option, by laughing about it like it was smart strategy. You were very clear on that call, and so was she. Neither of you thought I could hear, but I did. And now it's over. Please don't come here again. I closed the door. She rang the bell twice more. I didn't answer. Eventually, I heard her footsteps fading down the hallway. Friday at work, Rachel stopped by again. "Some of us are grabbing pizza for lunch. Want to join?" "Sure." We went to a place 2 blocks over. 6 of us crammed into a booth, sharing 2 large pizzas and talking about nothing important. Sports, weekend plans. Some show everyone was watching that I hadn't started yet. Normal conversation, easy conversation, the kind where you don't have to calculate what you're saying or wonder what's being said behind your back. "You seem better," Rachel said as we walked back to the office. "I am better." "Good. You deserve better than what happened." "How do you know what happened?" "Office gossip moves fast. Plus, I saw the Instagram posts." I stopped walking. "What posts?" She pulled out her phone, opened Instagram and handed it to me. Jessica's profile, posted yesterday. A photo of her and the gym guy, his arm around her shoulders, her smiling at the camera. The caption, "When you finally find someone who sees your worth." I handed the phone back. "Well, good for her. You're not upset?" "Why would I be? She made her choice. I made mine. We both move forward." Rachel studied my face. "You're handling this really well." "What's the alternative? Get angry? Beg her to come back?" She showed me exactly who she is. I'm grateful I found out before I wasted any more time. 2 weeks later, I was at the grocery store. Saturday afternoon, the place crowded with people doing their weekly shopping. I had a basket with the basics: eggs, bread, coffee, some vegetables that would probably go bad before I used them all. Turned down the cereal aisle and almost ran into them. Jessica and the gym guy. His cart was full of protein powder and chicken breasts. Hers had wine and cheese. They saw me at the same time I saw them. "Daniel," she said. Her voice carried a tremor I'd never heard before. "Jessica." The gym guy looked between us. "This him?" "Yeah." He extended a hand. "Tyler." I looked at his hand, looked at his face. Young, maybe 25. Confident smile. The kind of guy who'd never had to worry about much. I didn't take his hand. "We should go," Jessica said, grabbing Tyler's arm. "Wait," Tyler said. "Let's be adults about this. No hard feelings, right?" "No feelings at all," I said. "Excuse me." I stepped around them and continued down the aisle, grabbed a box of cereal I didn't particularly want, just to have something to do with my hands. Heard them talking in low voices behind me. Didn't turn around, didn't care. At the checkout, the woman in front of me had a cart overflowing with groceries. I waited patiently, scrolling through my phone, not looking at anything in particular. Felt a tap on my shoulder. Jessica stood there alone. "Can we talk? Just for a minute?" "No. Please. I need you to understand." "There's nothing to understand. You said what you meant. I heard it. It's done. There's no conversation to have." I was stupid. I threw away something good because I thought I wanted something different, but I was wrong. He's not you. "Jessica, I truly don't care. You made a decision. Live with it." "I am." "So that's it? 11 months and you just walk away without even trying?" I turned to face her fully. "You walked away first. You just didn't tell me you were doing it. You kept me around as a safety net while you explored your options. Your words, not mine. I'm not interested in being anyone's backup plan. I'm not interested in someone who sees relationships as a game of strategy. Find someone else who is." The line moved forward. I put my basket on the belt and started loading items. Jessica stood there for a moment longer, then walked away. I paid for my groceries, went home, and made myself dinner. A month passed, then 2. Winter started showing itself in earnest, cold winds and early darkness. Work picked up as end-of-year reports came due. I stayed late most nights, finishing audits and compiling data. Came home tired in a good way, the kind that meant solid sleep. Rachel invited me to a party her sister was throwing. I almost said no, then figured why not. Saturday night, nothing else planned. The party was in a house across town, already crowded when I arrived at 8. Music, laughter, people everywhere. Rachel found me within minutes. "You came?" I said I would. "Come meet some people." She introduced me to her sister, Amy, and Amy's husband, and a dozen other people whose names I forgot immediately. The usual party routine: small talk, drinks, someone telling a story that's funnier in their head than out loud, I found myself in the kitchen around 9, getting another drink, when a woman approached. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else," she said. "That obvious?" "Little bit. I'm Claire." "Daniel." We talked. She was a teacher, 4th grade, with stories about kids that were actually funny. No agenda behind the conversation, no testing the waters. Just 2 people talking at a party. When she asked if I wanted to get coffee sometime, I surprised myself by saying yes. The coffee date happened the following Thursday, a place downtown that served pastries alongside the drinks. We talked for 2 hours, about work, about family, about the kind of movies we liked. Easy conversation, comfortable. At the end, she said she'd had a good time. I agreed. We made plans for a second date. That night, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I looked at the message. "I saw you're dating someone new. I hope you're happy. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better than what I gave you. I know you won't respond, but I needed to say it anyway." I stared at the message for a long time, thought about responding, thought about saying something cutting or cold. But what was the point? I deleted it, blocked the number, went to bed. Claire and I dated for 3 months before making it official. No games, no hidden agendas, just 2 people who enjoyed each other's company figuring out if they wanted more. She met Rachel and got along well. I met her friends and felt comfortable. Her teaching schedule meant she had summers off, which she spent reading and traveling. My accounting schedule meant I worked long hours during tax season, but had flexibility the rest of the year. "Tell me about your last relationship," she said one evening over dinner. "It ended badly. She wasn't who I thought she was." "Do you want to talk about it?" "Not particularly." "Okay." And that was it. No pushing, no prying, just acceptance. I appreciated that more than she probably knew. Spring came. The weather warmed. I got a promotion at work, which meant more responsibility but also a significant raise. Claire's school year ended, and we took a weekend trip to the mountains. Hiked during the day, sat by a fire at night, simple and good. "I'm falling for you," she said one night, the fire crackling between us. "I'm already there," I said. We stayed up late talking about futures and possibilities, what we wanted, where we saw things going, the kind of conversation that feels important without being heavy, natural progression. Back in the city, life settled into a comfortable rhythm. Work, dates, friends, the occasional party or event. Rachel got engaged and asked me to be part of the wedding party. I agreed. Her fiancé was a good guy, the kind who laughed easily and treated her well. "You seem happy," Rachel said during one of our lunch breaks. "I am." "Claire's good for you?" "She is." "Have you heard from Jessica at all?" "No, and I'm glad." Rachel's wedding happened on a Saturday in June. Beautiful weather, outdoor ceremony, reception in a barn that had been converted into an event space. I wore the suit I'd bought for the occasion, stood with the other groomsmen, watched Rachel marry someone who clearly loved her. During the reception, I danced with Claire, ate good food, talked with people I knew and some I didn't. Around 8, I went outside for some air. The sun was setting, painting everything gold and orange. Someone called my name. Tyler stood near the parking lot, leaning against a truck. Same guy from the grocery store, though he looked rougher now. Tired eyes, stubble that didn't look intentional. "Daniel, right?" "Yeah." "Can we talk?" "About what?" "Jessica." I sighed. "I don't really... Please, just 5 minutes." Against my better judgment, I walked over. "What about her?" "She's been asking about you. A lot. Where you are, who you're seeing, if you're happy. It's been months, and she can't let it go." "That's not my problem." "I know, but she's making it mine. Every time we're together, she brings you up, compares me to you, says she made a mistake. I'm trying to have a relationship with her, but she's stuck on you." "Then break up with her." "I can't." "Why not?" "Because He stopped. rubbed his face. Because I actually care about her, but I don't know how to compete with a memory. I looked at him, really looked, saw someone who'd gotten caught up in something messier than he'd anticipated. Young, dumb, thought he'd gotten lucky. Now dealing with consequences. Tyler, I can't help you. Whatever Jessica's dealing with, that's between you and her. I moved on. I'm happy. She needs to move on too. That's all I can tell you. Could you talk to her? Tell her it's really over? No. Why not? Because it doesn't matter what I say. She needs to figure this out herself. I'm not her answer or her closure or her anything. I'm just a guy she dated for 11 months and treated poorly. That's the whole story. He nodded slowly. Okay, thanks anyway. I went back inside. Found Claire at our table talking with Amy. She smiled when she saw me. Everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. A year after that conversation, I proposed to Claire. We were back in the mountains, same place we'd gone for our first trip. I'd been carrying the ring for a week, waiting for the right moment. It came while we were watching the sunset from the cabin deck. Claire. She turned, saw the box in my hand. Her eyes went wide. I didn't plan some elaborate speech. I'm not good at those, but I know I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? Yes. Simple as that. She cried a little. I held her. We went inside and called our families. Her parents were thrilled. My parents asked when they could meet her officially, since we'd only done video calls so far. We set a date for next month. The engagement period was easy. We'd already discussed the important things: kids, money, where we wanted to live, how we saw our futures. The wedding planning was straightforward. Small ceremony, close family and friends, reception at a nice restaurant. Nothing extravagant, just meaningful. 2 months before the wedding, I got a letter. Actual physical mail addressed in handwriting I recognized. Jessica's. I almost threw it away without opening it, but curiosity won. Daniel, I know you probably don't want to hear from me. I know I have no right to contact you, but I heard you're getting married, and I needed to write this before it's too late. I was wrong. About everything. About what I wanted, about how I treated you, about throwing away what we had. You were the best thing in my life, and I was too stupid to see it. I thought I wanted excitement and options and freedom. But all of that was empty. You were real. Tyler and I broke up. I dated other people. None of them were you. None of them treated me the way you did. None of them saw me the way you did. I know it's too late now. I know you've moved on and found someone who deserves you. But I wanted you to know that I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. I hope you have a wonderful wedding. I hope she makes you happy. I hope you never think about me or that day in the car or any of it. You deserve a life free of those memories. I'm sorry. Jessica. I read it twice. Then I folded it up, put it back in the envelope, and threw it away. Didn't tell Claire about it. Didn't need to. It was just noise from a past that didn't matter anymore. The wedding happened without incident. Claire looked stunning. My vows were simple but honest. Hers made me tear up. We danced, ate cake, celebrated with people we loved, spent our honeymoon in Europe, 2 weeks of exploring cities and eating good food and being together. We bought a house 6 months later, 3 bedrooms, decent yard, quiet neighborhood, made it ours slowly, room by room. Claire set up a reading space in the spare bedroom. I turned the garage into a small workshop for projects I'd always wanted to try. Work continued. I made partner at the firm 3 years into our marriage. More responsibility, better pay, the satisfaction of recognition. Claire got a position at a better school, one where the administration actually supported the teachers. We talked about kids, decided to wait another year or 2. No rush. One evening, about 4 years after we married, we were having dinner at a restaurant downtown. Nice place, white tablecloths, attentive waiters, celebrating our anniversary. Halfway through the meal, I noticed a woman at the bar, alone, nursing a glass of wine, staring at nothing in particular. Jessica. She looked different. Older, worn down by something I couldn't identify from across the room. She hadn't seen me. I could leave without saying anything. Probably should, but something made me stand up. "Be right back," I told Claire. I walked to the bar, stood next to her. She didn't look up. "Jessica." She turned. Recognition, shock, something like pain crossing her face. "Daniel. Hi." "Hi." Silence stretched between us. Finally she spoke. "Congratulations on your marriage. I heard about it." "Thanks." "Is she here?" "Yeah, we're celebrating our anniversary." "That's nice. Really nice." More silence. I should walk away, but I found myself saying, "Are you okay?" Honestly, no, but I will be, eventually. I'm working on it. "Good. I sent you a letter once. Did you get it?" "I did." "Did you read it?" "I did. I meant every word." "I believe you." She looked at me. "Are you happy?" "Very." "Good. You deserve it." She took a sip of wine. "I don't, but you do." Everyone deserves happiness, Jessica, even people who make mistakes. Some mistakes don't get fixed. Some don't, but you keep moving forward anyway. That's all anyone can do. She nodded. "I should let you get back to your dinner. Take care of yourself. You too." I walked back to the table. Claire looked at me curiously. "Who was that?" "Someone from a long time ago." "Ex?" "Yeah. Are you okay?" "I'm perfect." She reached across the table and took my hand. "Good, because so am I." We finished dinner, went home, made love and fell asleep in each other's arms. In the morning, I woke before Claire, made coffee, and sat on our back porch watching the sunrise. Thought about that day in the car, pulling into that driveway, ending things without hesitation. Best decision I ever made, not because of revenge or proving a point, but because it opened the path to everything that came after. To Claire, to this life, to actual happiness instead of the illusion of it. Jessica had looked for something better and found nothing. I'd stopped looking and found everything. Sometimes the universe gives you exactly what you need by taking away what you thought you wanted. You just have to be smart enough to recognize the gift. I heard Claire stirring inside. Went in to start breakfast. Our life together stretched ahead, full of ordinary days and small moments and steady love. Nothing dramatic, nothing explosive, just real. And that was more than enough.